Welcome to TacosToGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing the video game Firefighting Simulator: The Squad, which is available for your PlayStation, PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. All the footage and gameplay that you see here has been recorded directly from my Nintendo Switch Lite, so this is your Switch review. As always, I give you a brief synopsis of the game, so without further ado, here we go. Get behind the wheel of an official licensed fire truck, grab your hose, and fight realistic fires to save lives. Discover over 40 diverse deployment locations spread throughout a huge inspired North American West Coast. Equip yourself with authentic firefighting gear such as helmets, fire boots, and breathing apparatus from well known firefighter equipment manufacturers. Every second counts. Your city needs you. Now, let's talk about that gameplay here, gameplay and graphics. And one thing I really have to do first is I want to talk about the graphics here. The graphics is not bad. You can tell that it is a budget game, but it did run smoothly on my Nintendo Switch Lite. Minus a little bit of frame rate drips and frame rate drops from here and there, especially when it comes to driving to the city. You could tell the map was loading the next location. But I thought the gameplay ran smoothly, and I thought the graphically it looks good on my Nintendo Switch Lite. But like I said, the fire effects, it's not the best looking fire effects, but it gets the job done. You get the point of what the game is trying to do, but the gameplay is where the game really shines here. And I was burnt out, and I was kind of burnt and disappointed with the police simulator game. And this one, though, I think this one did this with so much care, so much love. They went into great detail, especially when it comes to the gameplay here. As the synopsis was saying, is that you have the ability to use various tools such as your axe. You get to assemble your hose. You get to drive the fire truck. So those who are always inspired or who always want to play a firefighter, this is a game I could recommend because the developers did a really good job of really educating you on fire safety and what it means to actually be a firefighter. There's going to be moments in here where you're tasked to take out a fire and then also search for survivors or victims to see if anyone's alive in there. And the way you approach the mission is that it is very, very delicate. You might have to survey the area before you go in. You might have to pull out a fire. You might have to use your tools such as an axe or a crowbar to break into the house. But you also have to be careful that there's no fire behind the door so the door doesn't go fire going exploding in your face and sending you backwards. So there's a lot of ways to do it. And the great thing about this one too is the reason why it's been called the squad is that you're able to control and able to make commands on your team, your unit. So you get to assign other firefighters, and there's a multiplayer aspect to this too. I didn't get a chance to do the multiplayer though, but there's an online multiplayer for this, which I thought was a refreshing thing. But back to the able to control your team, you're able to use a command wheel, which you could assign your subordinates to you. You can have them follow you, or you can send them out like, "Hey, you go get the axe and break down this door," or "Hey, you go get the hose and help me take out this fire." And they actually do. The AI is actually pretty smart, and the AI knows what to do. There might be some times where you're commanding them and they don't pay attention immediately. Like sometimes I did have like one guy who just didn't follow orders, and then he finally got it. But it controls very smooth, and they do a really good job, especially in the training, to really get you into gear. And I thought the training was very helpful for those who want to do the tutorial. The training is very helpful because it shows you how to operate the truck, how to get certain things, how to connect the hose to the fire truck, how to use the fire extinguisher, how to use the fire truck ladder. So the training actually really does a really good job. They give you a first tutorial mission, but then they suggest that you go to the training to really get into gear on how you're going to approach things, what to do when you see smoke, how to kneel down, why you should be breaking a window open if the room is filled with smoke to really release the smoke onto the outside. So it does a really good job to make you feel like the firefighter. And I thought the controls worked very well. I thought the gameplay was good. The graphics is good. It looked good on my Switch Lite. Like I said, just minus a little bit of frame rate dips from here to there from time to time. And there might be a little animation clippings as well because when he picks up somebody, it's like you see him reach for it and then they're just on the shoulder. So there's a little animation clippings here, but you can tell that this is a budget game. But it's a budget game that I actually find addictive because of the missions. And sometimes there's various missions and there's certain locations. Sometimes there's a newsstand that catches on fire, or there's an actual big high-rise building, or there's a big house that you got to go into the basement or the garage and you have to take care of the garage first, and you have your units there. But gameplay and graphics is pretty decent. So let's go into sound.
Dispatch to Unit 1. The fire has spread to the roof of the house as well as an adjoining room. Backdraft potential in the area. Use extreme caution. A secondary unit is on site providing water coverage for the burning roof. The evacuation status of the house is still unknown.
Now the sound in the game is actually it's not that bad as well. I like the voice acting, especially when it comes to the dispatcher. It really feels very authentic. And credit to the voice actress for who plays the dispatcher in this game. She does a really good job of really giving you that feel like, oh my gosh, this desperation, or Unit One go here, Unit go here. When it comes to the actual sound quality, some of the fire and the blazing, it's not that bad. You can hear a little bit of audio clippings from here and there, but it's nothing game breaking. And the composition of the soundtrack is actually works very well for the tone that it's going for. There are some intense songs in here that makes you really feel like, hey, okay, this, we got to get together. Or it has like an action type of soundtrack for what I'm going for. And I thought the tone worked very, very well for what the game was trying to bring to the table. But overall, the sound was okay. I think some of the environments could have been popped a little bit more, but it does a good job, especially with the ruffling of the fire. So my final thoughts on Firefighting Simulator the Squad, I'm gonna give this a solid B minus. I thought it did a really good job. Like I said, graphically, it's not the best looking game, but I really don't care too much about the graphics. I do like the fact that they do give you bonuses, and the game progresses, you get to unlock new locations, you get to unlock new type of fire trucks. You can really work multiplayer with people, and the fact that you could command your squad, I thought was a pretty good thing as well. The city does feel empty at times. You don't really see much people on the sidewalk, and as for a big city that they're really going for, the fact that you also have the ability to drive to your location and really do everything that a firefighter does, I thought it worked very well. And definitely check this one out. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you for visiting otakusandgeeks.com. Later days.